Hello, and welcome to the Itihaza YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about Sukapha, the first Ahom king. In 1228, out of the mists of time emerged a man and a people who had changed the face of the northeast of India forever. That man was Sukapha, and his people were the Ahoms. Such was their level of influence that their name lent itself to the state of Assam, and their ruling traditions have left an imprint on the area that is still felt to this day. But who was Sukapha, and why does he matter? According to Ahom tradition, Sukapha was the descendant of the god Kung Lung, who came down from the heavens and ruled Mongri Mongram. Sukapha was said to have had in his possession a divine diamond, a divine tusked elephant, a divine chicken, a divine pair of drums, a divine embroidered cloth, and a divine sword called the Heng Dan. This last would continue to be in the possession of the Ahom kings until their fall in the 19th century. Outside of his legendary origins, the actual details of his life and origins are somewhat shrouded in mystery and contradictory accounts. One solid account provided by J.N. Pukan states that Sukapha was born to Chow Chang Neo and Nang Mong Black Kam Sen in the Thai state of Mong Mao, which is close to Rui in modern-day Yunnan, China. His father, Chow Chang, was a prince from Mong Ri Mong Ram who had travelled to Mong Mao, most likely on an expedition. Mong Mao was at the time ruled by Chow Tai Pung, and it was his son who had befriended Chow Chang and gave his sister Nang Mong in marriage to Chow Chang, thus giving their son Sukapha a claim to the kingdom. Sukapha was born in around 1189 AD and was brought up by his maternal grandparents. When his uncle eventually became king, Sukapha was treated as his heir, a position he would hold for 19 years, until his uncle married and had a son. Aged 26 at this time, and with a desire to avoid conflict with his uncle and cousin, Sukapha left Mong Mao, supposedly listening to his grandmother who said, "No two tigers live in the same jungle, and no two kings sit on the same throne." In the mid-1210s then, Sukapha left Mong Mao accompanied by roughly 9,000 people, including priests and soldiers, and his wives and their children. He followed an old established route from Yunnan into Assam that passed through the Monggaon and the upper Irrawaddy River Valley. During the course of his journey, he stopped at various places and in 1227 crossed into the Nanyang Lake Valley where he met and subjugated the Naga people and established a settlement. However, deciding that he needed more land, he left a contingent of men behind and advanced over the Patkai Hills and reached Namrup in the Brahmaputra Valley, arriving in December 1228. This journey took him roughly a decade, and his arrival in Namrup is commonly seen as the establishment of the Ahom kingdom. Interestingly enough, and in contrast to what was happening in the Indian peninsula at the time, it does appear that Sukapha did not arrive into Assam as a raging conqueror, but rather he arrived as an agricultural leader looking for land to cultivate. Records show that he didn't encroach upon already occupied land. Instead, he opened up previously unsettled land for his people and procured with diplomacy and tact the service of the locals. He did this by saying, "Come, introduce yourselves to us. We will introduce ourselves to you. You are our host, we are guests, we wish to learn from you." True to his words, Sukapha ingratiated himself with the locals by moving amongst them, learning their customs and their languages, their religious rites, and marrying their daughters to himself and his people. Over the next few years, Sukapha did not remain stationary. Instead, he moved from place to place, searching for the right capital. At each point, he left behind a representative to govern for him. His journey took him across different parts of Assam, and eventually in 1253, he settled a permanent capital at Charaido, near present-day Subsagar. Over the following centuries, even when the capital changed, Charaido retained its importance to the Ahoms. With the help of local recruits, Sukapha established 3 large farms of sali rice cultivation. Upon his death in 1268, the Ahom kingdom was bound by the Brahmaputra River to the west, the Disang River in the north, the Dikau River in the south. The Naga Hills served as the border in the east. Sukapha's legacy is one of shrewd diplomacy combined with aggression when needed. Whilst he treated the people of the Patkai Hills severely, his approach to the Assamese more generally was one of conciliation and non-confrontation. Indeed, through marriage and diplomacy, he brought several important tribes, such as the Moran, the Baduacha, and the Barahai over to his side, and encouraged leading Ahoms to marry locally, which encouraged a process of Ahomization among the local populace. This saw Assamese people adopt Ahom methods of rice cultivation and statecraft, slowly increasing their absorption into Ahom society. Sukapha's legacy remains a positive one, and every year on December 2nd, the people of Assam celebrate Sukapha-Divas to recognise the founding of the Ahom Kingdom, with the state government of Assam awarding a prominent personality an award on this day. He is also honoured with a variety of monuments and statues across Assam, including a 100-foot statue in Nazria, Assam. And there you have it. That's the story of Sukapha, the founder of the Ahom dynasty. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video. If you have, please give it a like and hit the subscribe button. I look forward to seeing you next time.